My first memories of working with wood were making dens with my dad and cutting firewood for the stove. Used to love splitting logs. My mum tells me that my first word was log, and so it started pretty early, the love of wood for me. Later on I moved up to Yorkshire, where I had the good fortune to work in a cabinet maker's workshop on the weekends. It's a lovely old boy who had a small workshop, and I remember he used to get me sharpening the tools and scraping and sanding, and I absorbed a real love of working with wood. He taught me a lot about the ethos of taking care and time and having a pride in your work. I really love being in woodlands. For me, working with wood is about more than just processing a material. It's about knowing where the material comes from, having seen the tree growing, having cut the tree and processed it into the wood that you're going to use, understanding the grain of the wood, understanding the different natures that different woods have. To my mind, the great satisfaction of building a wooden boat is seeing her come together, plank by plank from the keel up. Then comes the day when she's finally out of the workshop and you can see her sweet shear line and the handsome curve of her transom. And of course there's the great pleasure of launching her when she's finally in the sea, her natural environment, the place she was intended to be. And then the tree and the wood from the tree's gone full circle from being alive in the forest to being alive on the water with another 100 years of life ahead of her. I have a particular love for the Falmouth Quay punts that used to operate from Customs House Quay. I built my boat Alva along the lines of the Falmouth Quay punts. I wanted a boat that was strong and seaworthy, particularly like the gaff rig as a form of sailing rig. But she's built as a yacht so that she's got dry and warm accommodation below and she can take a sea and sail further afield. It's an amazing feeling sailing a boat that you've built with your own hands. There's something quite remarkable about being in a wooden environment at sea, having known the trees that the timber has come from to make that boat. It feels like an extension of yourself in a way, like it's your second skin that's keeping you safe on the water. There's real beauty in sailing a wooden sailboat. It's like an instrument on the water, or maybe the closest thing you can make to an animal, really. It has wings, it flies, it swims, and when you get it up to a good speed, it even starts to sing. The rigging hums away. It's like the wind is playing the strings of an instrument. It seems like no coincidence that I've chosen this path in life when I look back at the stories my mum told me about my great-grandfather, who was a forester in Denmark, my great-uncle who ran a sawmill, and my two grandfathers who were both in the Navy in the Second World War. I feel lucky to have learnt these skills and to have been able to follow my passion, and I hope to be able to pass this on to others.